Um, Sorry for being gone for so long and not saying anything. It's been so long I somewhat forgot my style. Anyway, I'm back nonetheless. This is going to be a short stream, more or less, maybe. I don't know. Well, this is 20XX. It's a Mega Man clone closely related to Mighty Number 9. Well, not closely related, but close to Mighty Number 9 and Mega Man. Hello, I know who you are. I know you in real life. Anyway. This game is interesting because it gives more options, selection, and customization to the game and has more pickups than Mighty Number 9. I've completed the game to the fullest extent and I've bought every unlockable item, every permanent upgrade. I even beat the game once and got this. I'm just going to show you what he does. He has a whip. Not the greatest idea of a character, but I can't think of the game designers slash producers names. The company at least. But this game's really fun. If this video of 20XX gets a lot of reviews, even though I put episode 1, I will try any of the skull multipliers on the Defiant difficulty, which is hard mode. But that's not what we're doing. I'm going to go through a normal run and try to see how far I get. And I already edited the audio just in case if the audio was already loud to begin with. I still feel like it's loud. But anyway, okay, we're taking damage. This run's starting off terribly, but will most likely get better throughout the game. That's right, I picked up Dracopin's Pride, which is... what does it do again? Attacks might kill, attack kills might heal. So basically what that is my base attack will have a chance to heal me from random kills I gain. This game is somewhat stressful once you get all the items and once you get to the higher levels, which the highest level you can get to or slash stage is 10, and that's where the final boss resides. But okay, I thought I was gonna die there. Cardinal direction shot or shotgun spread? I'll go with shotgun spread since I can get multiple items to increase my attack rate. Plus, though each little pellet shot does 4 damage, if I get attacking items or damage boosting items, the damage will stack upon each pellet that connects with an enemy. Plus, the overall art style of 20XX is just kind of simplistic and I like it. The first boss, I don't know why I'm having trouble with English today, is Death Lotus, which is self-explanatory. And his attack patterns is already being shown through... okay, I've taken damage to him twice now. But he can only appear through these greenish hole things, but as the fight goes on, or as the stages go on, the stages start to develop different styles to them. Like, if I were to fight Death Lotus on stage 2, which would be one of the next stages, which you get to choose from 3. If I were to fight Death Lotus after Shatterbeak, Perforator, and or Kerr, there'd be a acid floor, or 2 acid pools at the bottom, left and right. But I also know all the weaknesses to all the bosses and enemies, well, kind of enemies, but there's no weakness here. But I did read a walkthrough before, not too long ago, I believe. And what you want to do is get rid of, or complete the Sky Temple stages first, so you're not having a hard time getting past them later on, because they get pretty tedious. And there's something hidden down here. Oh, hello, shop. Scrap recycler. Okay. I want to save up enough nuts to get Dragapint's Fang, which is his headpiece. Why can't I game today, or tonight? The main reason why I looked at this game was because of the sheer fact that it looked interesting. Then when I saw the art style and everything to it, it just reminded me of Mega Man right off the bat, and I just enjoyed it. From my first playthrough, I said, hey, this is like Mega Man. I'm going to love this game. I played a little bit through it on my first go. Gave me, I can't remember who it gave me for my first boss to fight, but it took me a little while to get used to the controls and how the enemies fought, and these glowing enemies, which are called soul foes, and how to get used to them, because they have a higher defense higher defense and attack than you do at your base, which is having no items on you. I really need to get repo, and I just got hit. Real professional. I also want to, in the future, try to do a speed run to clock how fast I can complete the game. I think my fastest time is 35 minutes, and that's with stopping and trying to decide item by item what I want, instead of just skipping all shops and just going for the bosses themselves. What Dragapint's Fang does is, once you charge up one shot, the next shot you take, which is press up square, that next shot will be a charge shot as well. And I also picked Owlhawk's Feather, which gives me a 1 second fly. I don't know why it jumped, but it gives me a 1 second fly, to where if I'm in any danger, I can just use that to my advantage and not die. Like that. There's so many expertly executed situations, but I am a part of the group where those expert situations will not proceed to happen. Possibly. If anyone in the comments section later on, when the stream becomes a video, say that I am trying to like rush the game, I apologize for that, because I got really adapted to the game really early on because of how I played Mighty Number 9 and Mega Man. That could have been really bad. But yeah, these glory zones are just easy ways to get different like core augs, which are the armor pieces, which can help a lot in a run. And you can fail glory zones depending if you take damage on finesse or take damage on a finesse or a no damage kill. But the general ideology of the game is to complete the stage as fast as possible or to your own pace and not die. Classic Mega Man or basic platformer genre type game control or setting or whatever. With that Scatter Blast weapon effect, I was forced to use a short range blast of energy to deal damage, and as the weapon I just got, which is the particle wave beam, the shots do more damage, but they go into a beam, like a wave-esque shot, so it's harder to hit depending on where the enemy is positioned. I had a chance to get a repo, which was the penguin. Shatterbeak is an interesting one. Also, a small little system I want to describe right now is when the enemy or when the boss turns red. If I remember correctly, the guide said that's called a soft aggro. There it is. And Shatterbeak moves a lot more before stopping. And in the later on stages, I think 4 or maybe 5, level 5 and higher, maybe 4, he shoots the Splinter Frost with each dash he makes. I'll also try to explain some of the game, some of the bosses, enemies, and etc. while playing. Well, maybe not so much the enemies because they don't mean as much. Okay, that hit me, and there's also a little system for the enemies as well, where depending on which level you are, the different level of enemies spawn. I don't know if this enemy there's supposed to be just that, but with the Flea glory zone, you're supposed to run from these shadow flaps, which that's what the enemy name for them are. You're supposed to make it to the end without getting touched by them. I already have Dragapin's Pride. The 4 core augs you can have are chest piece, headpiece, buster, and legs. And I just entered a very safe laboratory. Yeah, and the very safe laboratory has a chance of giving something good, something that's pure luck, or something that's completely terrible. Earth metal plating, become one with the planet, may reduce output. If I remember correctly, this item increases damage and health, but your attack damage takes a large hit. And I need all the damage I need for the final boss. Because what the final boss does is he hits his health off screen, and this is for solo. And there is a multiplayer option if you have a friend that wants to play with you and etc. The only shared resource is the nuts, the things I just picked up. But those are the only shared resources where you're forced to share them with shops and such. This is a slot machine, and I just got something really good with it. I was texted by my cousin. There's two bosses, Twin Astrials and Rolster Beta, who are more than one enemy. And the only way how soft aggro can happen to the Twin Astrials is through higher levels, which is somewhat understandable to an extent. And yeah, there's speed bonus if you get through the level quick enough, and well, that's surprising. This Hydra looking thing, this is the first time I've seen it so early in level stage. This level 5. I've seen this Hydra thing at the earliest of level 9 on one of my earlier runs before, which is kind of surprising now seeing it at level 5. This makes armor worth more and more speed. I need one more nut. I don't care how much damage I take, I'm going for the speed boost. The extra speed boost. This hyper belt is hyper stash gives 3. Yeah, 3 speed. I'm already at 22. I am a speed demon. Yeah, as it's just shown that controlling some movement in the game is slightly difficult because of either speed or something else. Yeah, I got Dragapant's claw. With Dragapant's claw, I can charge it up my charge shots to a 3rd tier, which is larger and deals even more damage. Excuse me, I have to answer a call. I've returned. Don't know how much time has passed, but some of you with really good headphones probably heard me in the hall. Ah, Skittery Smuggler. What the Skittery Smuggler does is he will take any loose nuts on the floor and trade that, or practically trade it, for good items, which is a good little repo to have. Also, I grabbed that item at the beginning, which gives me 2 of the same repo, or a little orbital, you can call it. Called Splitting Twin Fur. And what it does is in the name practically. It splits the repo into 2, or into a twin form. Oh, I'm out of cash. I'm screwed. But it makes the repo split itself in 2, and that's it. It just doubles the ability of whatever repo you grabbed. Wave Beam and Jacobin's Claw and Fang are OP. I didn't realize that. Oh, interesting thing about bolstered beta. Oh wait, no. I've already said it. You can split. I'm most likely not going to get the speed bonus since I was idle in game. Both repos gave me really good items. System Restorer, Blue Lander, sorry, Vitality Scavenger, and Mistimed Protector. There we go. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't think I have anyone else here's weakness. No, I'll go for Internal Star to get rid of the Sky Temple stage. Anyone asking about the little robot cat thing? That is a small little character named Dally. Dally is more or less like Rush, but is somewhat better and doesn't just give like physical support in stages. Dally in multiple stages, once you buy all the upgrades or permanent upgrades, will drop items and pickups depending on which version of the upgrade you have. Also, comment in the comment section if you want like a small stream where I just talk about whatever and just not play games or read whatever. Helps lock the blocks. Okay. I have 3 of Dragapants. I'm gonna stick until I get the boots. This is what I was saying about it being tedious. It being like overly over defensive with lasers. Health is somewhat hard to come by around this game, so the item health vitality scavenger makes it to where health spawns a little more frequently, so you don't have to try to luck through the game with a few bars of health. Which you can set there's a setting in settings where you can have the game show only bars of health, show only numbers, or have a hybrid to where if you when you reach the cap of health and or energy, it just hybrids it to numbers from bars. A lot of the achievements in this game require you doing something against a boss, and one of the achievements I know I'm never going to get is kill Internal Star with, while killing 50 flaps, I think 30 seconds. Perforator. Trying to think of something to talk about, but the game's fun. I recommend it. It does cost money though. It costs $10.97, I believe. Yeah, $10.97. But I say it's a good game. I say it's a good game, though I've grown up, kind of grew up with Mega Man style games and Mario and things of that nature. Trade the wave beam for the wave beam. How to be indecisive 101. Also, the things I'm picking up from the soul foes, the glowing enemies, are soul chips to where, and what they do is, if you have, when you get enough, you can unlock permanent upgrades. You can unlock. Why am I blanking on this? Permanent unlocks, unlockable items, and items for your next run. I don't know why I was blanking out on that so much. I'm getting a lot of these tokens for the slot machine, which is surprising because I have terrible luck finding the tokens, and then if I do find tokens, it's a nightmare trying to get a level to spawn with the slot machine. I've also been thinking about being a little experimental with this channel, with trying to do slight scripted things or something of that nature, reading poems or stories or whatever. Didn't mean to grab that. Things of that nature, acting out stuff. But it's all up dependent on you guys. Even though I said I will be switching over to OBS and acting out and role playing and stuff like that. I'm actually doing really well, which is slightly surprising, considering I have not poured that much time into this game, and I'm still not even remotely close to being good. I'm getting a lot of brain food breakfast item. Yeah. Which is surprising because that item tends to be rather uncommon. I wouldn't say rare. Oh, I hate level 3 flaps. These robotic version of the flaps, they're smart enough to dodge a shot you try to make on them, and if they're close enough, they will attempt to attack you. Not the best situation when you're dealing with a small army. I just realized I actually kind of have some OP items for the game itself. 2 ninja sashes, 4 hyper sashes, and a plumber hat. There's always like some secret somewhere. When if it's like shop, very safe laboratory, glories don't tend to be hidden per se, but I think I've ran into one hidden glory zone before. I can't remember when it was though. I'm sticking with Dragapens items, even though Armor Trot's items are OP. Depending if you get the full set of any of the core AUG sets. Oh, there's a box in there. With Dragapent, which is the majority of the core AUG I have right now. Every shot you take will be a charge shot, but not a tier 3 charge shot. Okay, didn't expect to fall off some up there. But, nonetheless, let's continue. I'm probably just gonna go play the game until either my demise is shortly visited and or I complete the game, depending on either or. And both are likely at this point. I didn't see that little ice spike there. And what I like to do with this game is I tend to take quicker paths than the adventure paths, because the less time I take on in a single run, the better. And hey, look, it's Deli. And Deli gave me 3 a red slot token that counts for 3. And there's not a slot machine here. Just my luck. boss number... Wait, which one is this one? Boss number 8. This is the last of the bosses I have to fight currently. Vile Visage is the most interesting boss fight of, well, in my opinion, one of the most interesting boss fights in my opinion, because there's so much chaos going on in the level, or in the fight. I swear, I've never been through a Vile Visage fight that's taken this long. I don't think I've taken this much damage to him either. What's my strength looking at? 19, speed's 30, jump height's 10. Now we go onward instead of a next boss. But the next boss is within onward, and the next level is called onward still. Minus the question mark, because I made it sound like a question. Any health is good health at this point in the game. Finding health at any point in this game is more or less a miracle, unless you have Vitality Scavenger. Okay, this is going to be difficult, considering that there's flaps but biz bombs. And yeah, these lasers. I beat the system to an extent. I'm actually kind of happy with myself. Flaps are the most annoying enemies in this game. And you use the Force Nova ability that I get from Vile Visage, just so I can make this bit easier. Wrong ability, and I'm okay. It's been a while since I've seen an ice bit to this map, at this stage. I could use that health, but I couldn't. Couldn't grab it at least. To make this stage easier on myself, I'm probably just going to use the Force Nova ability from Vile Visage, just to disable all laser traps. probably could have avoided taking damage there, but took it anyway. Gonna take it like a man. Finally, a slot machine. Bad luck on the first, bad luck on the second. Please give me some. Okay. This little slot machine thing hates me now. Or hates me. In my opinion, this is one of the easier boss fights. Not sure why. Considering I had a lot of trouble when I first fought him. Then again, I have 20 speed, 30. Either or, it's a multiple of 10. And he flew off the map. There he is. Okay, I probably could have done something to avoid getting hit there. My dumb self probably just couldn't think of a smarter way of avoiding it. I don't understand why that fight was a lot harder than it needed to be. I don't understand this thing. This soul foe Hydra. All it does is just sit there and you can just kill it. But the good thing about it is it gives you either 6, 7, or 8 soul gems right when you kill it. Which is kind of depressing because it just sits there and lets you just hammer away at it. I didn't notice the fire spewer there. I could have dodged that one, but my untactical way of playing, I play recklessly. If there's a quick way to end something, I go for it. The only bad thing about the Owlhawk Feather and the Armor Trots, what was his legs called? Anyway, if you press the A, or not A, the X button twice, it activates the small hover, and Okjax's armor set makes it to where you can have a 4-way dash in mid-air. Dragapin's bound, which is his leg piece, makes it to where you can have a small little double jump. Owlhawk's feather makes it to where you can have a 1-second fly, and Armtrot's can't think of his legs at this point in time, but they allow you to float in midair for 2 seconds. And I desperately kind of want Dragapin's bound because double jump instead of float is better in my opinion. This video is just a lot about opinion, and I apologize for anyone who disagrees with me and who also plays this game and disagrees with me. Oh, you're armored. I hate the majority of the enemies in this game because they are really annoying, especially the flaps. Since I've made it to the end. I'm most likely not going to have enough health to beat the game. The only reason why I'm not going for that orbital is because it messes up the final boss fight to an extent. Because with the final boss fight, you have to shoot the legs of the Omega module and raise them up before you can safely move ahead. And that is kind of crucial because if you have the little murder drone, it shoots the legs behind you as well, slightly messing up the order / system that was originally created. And you can't see Dr. Arlen Flat's health, which is really annoying. Because he's the final boss, you should be able to see his health no matter where or what it is. And the only way to attack him is if you move behind him and yeah, make it through the parkour, the ridiculous parkour, and attack the back of the Omega module's glass. And you don't take damage from getting knocked back from the Omega module, which is a nice feature they added, but still slightly annoying that the Omega module uses all the other bosses' abilities. And you kind of just have to spam the attack button, or the fire button. I'm on my last HP, I'm not gonna survive this. Yep. That run took 45 minutes because I walked away from the controller and not pausing the actual game. I should go let all this run through. And this can practically be a filler and a welcome back to me. I don't understand like the unwanted comment, and there's like other different like comments and jeering quote or whatever. But the game practically insults you when you die. Like it says, good, good, let the salt flow through you. From the Department of Aggravation. I think I've seen that one before. But anyway. That's gonna be it for this video. We'll just buy these in advance and just call it a night. Because if I remember correctly, yeah, it's 129. I'll see you guys later. And I hopefully promise that I will not be gone for as long. Bye.